Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Discover 3 Survival Secrets to Eating Clean, even if you're surrounded with temptation and your family members are not on board. Thank you so much for joining me here live today. I'm so excited to see everybody coming in. Hello, Rosanna. Hello, Julie. Hello, Tanya. So good to see you guys with me here tonight. I am excited to present this information to you because I'm going to share some interesting secrets and I'm going to share some stories. So why don't we dive right in here? Don't forget, invest your time wisely here right now. You've decided to come on board. I'm going to share with you some interesting information. So please go ahead and turn off all notifications. We want to make sure you have no distractions. Tell your family, I'm busy for the next hour or so. So let's get going. Now, if you do stay to the end, we do have a special gift for you going right out to the end, okay? So if you want to stick with us and you want to receive a little special gift in the mail, then go ahead and stay with us till the end of this presentation. Now, let's find out if you're in the right place. That's first and foremost. Let's not waste anybody's time. Let's find out if I can serve and offer you some value tonight. All right, so if you've been tempted to cheat and sneak your favorite foods, rest assured, it's not your fault. If you've ever jumped in and out of diet plans without making anything really stick, that cycle is going to end here tonight, okay? And if you've ever worried that your family won't be on board, you can put those fears to rest. We have so many testimonials of how much the families have benefited from what we're sharing here, okay? If you think you can't kick that bad habit forever, well, guess what? It's not true. Yes, you can. If you think you need to exercise like crazy to truly see the results, I'm going to show you that's not true. We're here today to show you how to get results you really want for the rest of your life without having to buy another fitness or diet plan ever again. Does that sound like a good idea? Absolutely, because we need to figure out how to drive our bodies intuitively. We need to understand how to just get up, eat properly, move our bodies without having to obsess over plans and calorie counting. So let's see why you might have decided to be here tonight, okay? Perhaps you're looking to explode with enough energy to accomplish anything, right? Like what is holding you back? A lot of times it's lack of energy, right? Lack of motivation. We don't follow through on all of our dreams. Well, sometimes we feel like we can't do it, and other times we just don't have the energy or motivation to do it. We also want to feel awesome in those clothes again, so we can just choose to wear anything. Do you ever jump into your closet with fear? Sometimes you're just like, I don't know what I'm gonna wear to this thing. And you look at your clothes with dread and you're like, I don't fit into that anymore. Or anything that you put on feels a little bit tight and snug, right? And although we do not focus on weight loss in this program and what we teach you, we all know that that's the reality, right? The struggle is real. You put on these clothes and you're like, oh, I don't like the way I look in them. So let's change that, all right? Now, if you're looking to get off medications that are holding you back from being you, you started taking medications a year ago, 2 years ago, and it changed you, right? Something happened. There's side effects that happen to you mentally, emotionally, that you're trying to solve one problem with the medication, but it's causing all sorts of other problems. We got to get off of that. If you want to reduce joint pain, muscle pain that frustrates you from moving, I've dealt with so many clients who have fibromyalgia, who have joint and arthritis pain, and believe me, what we teach you in here will make all the difference and dramatically reduce the pain that you're suffering from, okay? But ultimately, guys, I have one single goal that I want to help you with. This is the ongoing problem that I deal with my clients all the time. That is how to end your food addictions for the rest of your life. How to stop being addicted to food without having to buy another gimmick or fad diet ever again. Let us solve this problem once and for all, right? Super excited to help with that. So look, I know what you might be thinking right now. Sherry, I don't have the time. Sherry, I don't have the money. Sherry, I don't think I have the commitment. And most of all, Sherry, I don't have the motivation, right? Like you're in a place in your life right now where food or alcohol is that place that you go to just to feel better, just to get you to the end of the day. So let's solve that, all right? First of all, who am I? Well, back in my early 20s, I was your typical smoker, drinker, party animal. I went from, a cute little size of size 6 when I was in high school to a size 16 at 180 pounds when I got to around the age of 23. And I was not happy with my body at that time. So I started to pay attention to my health, and I was able to lose 50 pounds simply by walking on a treadmill, listening to Tony Robbins for the better half of 10 years. But what really made a difference and an impact for me was when I decided that my health was non-negotiable. And what did that for me was a routine visit to visit my grandmother in the hospital. She had had a stroke and she had a heart attack. She was paralyzed from the left side down. And all of a sudden I realized, as she laid in this bed for the last 6 years of her life, she was living in the jail cell of her body. She was totally dependent on the nurses. She was totally dependent on anyone coming to visit her. She was alone, lonesome. She was scared, frustrated. She had all these different emotions going on. And I realized one day, I really don't want that to be me. I want to be able to enjoy life all the way up until the end. So at that point, I made my health non-negotiable, and it all of a sudden became something really important to me. I started getting certifications, and I wasn't a professional at that time. I got the education strictly for me. I wanted to stop running on this hamster wheel of not knowing what to do, making all the wrong mistakes. So I started getting certified for my own personal knowledge. By fluke, I fell into the profession, and I've been a professional ever since. That's going on 12 years. Over this time, I have served thousands and thousands of women one-on-one, right? This is not some email thing where you mail it off and you serve millions of women. No, these are women I have personally talked to, coached, helped through, and have created a proven system that has served my local community. It's had phenomenal results, and now we are bringing it online to serve the world, to make a giant impact. So that's where things are for me. Today, I want to share with you 3 secrets, okay? 3 secrets today. Secret number 1, how to crush your sugar cravings. This is the problem right here and now. We get off our sugar addictions and we're going to solve a lot of problems. So we need to eliminate junk food, eliminate those temptations for the rest of your life, making food choices easy, finally, right? Our food choices are so hard because we continuously battle with sugar addiction. This is a drug, and we're going to put a stop to it, all right? Secret number 2, how to shove those guilty feelings of embarrassment out the door the moment you slip off the wagon, because it is not your fault. And tonight, I'm going to show you why. Trust me on this. Stop with the guilty and embarrassment feelings. This is a journey you're going to be going on for the rest of your life. So let's hack into those secrets tonight to make this journey a whole lot easier for you. Secret number 3, how to become completely in control of your mindset so that you never fall down or fall off track and spiral down that pit of despair ever again. Why have I created these 3 secrets for you tonight? Because these are the 3 top problems. After surveying all of my community, I have over 30,000 people that follow me online. I have surveyed my women, my tribe, my peeps. These are the 3, right? So we got to crush them and annihilate them. So if you are dealing with sugar addictions, if you are constantly beating yourself up the minute you do something, quote, the wrong way, and if you are battling with your mindset, right? Battling with depression, anxiety, if you've got any of these things going on, we're going to put a stop to it right now and fix those problems. So I really need you to believe right from the start tonight that the only way for you to end your daily struggle with your food addictions is to crush your sugar cravings. We're going to gain control over your hormones and your mindset. We deal with sugar, we get rid of those cravings, we control your hormones so that your body is operating the way it should. And by doing those two things, that's going to dramatically accelerate your ability to control your mind. And we know this circle, right? You can control your mind. If you've got your mind under control, guess what? You're going to control your hormones. If your hormones are balanced, you're not going to be addicted to sugar. And around that circle goes. I also want you to consider that you have to start thinking of your health as non-negotiable. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that you've decided that your health is non-negotiable and you're never going to, fall off the wagon again. It means that your health is not going to negotiate with you. It has to deal with whatever you're throwing down the hatch. Your body is non-negotiable. It's not going to negotiate with you. How many times have you said, I did a workout this morning, so therefore I can afford to have that hamburger, those French fries, that soft drink, that ice cream, right? No, this is wrong. This is not the right way to think. Your body will become inflamed with the foods that you're choosing to put in it. So any workout is not going to change that fact, right? You can have a great workout in the morning, and if you decide that you're exchanging your workout calories for what you burn, for what you're putting into your body, it's not the right way of thinking. This is very old way of thinking, and today we're going to talk about the new science. Now, the results, they say that it takes 21 days to create a new habit that's going to stick. So let's double on that. We're going to talk about 42 days that are going to reinforce what we're talking about here tonight so that we will build a lifestyle that's going to last a lifetime. Now, I know you've tried other systems in the past. You've tried the point system and it failed. And do you know why it failed? Do you know why I know why that system failed you? Is because you're here right now. And even if it worked for you for a very short period of time, you're still here. So before you log off going, no, wait, the point system did work for me. No, it didn't. You're here and you're still battling with those weight. You're still battling with that sugar addiction. So we need to put a stop to the point system. All right. I know you've tried shakes, you've tried pills, you've tried supplements, and they didn't work for you. They were expensive, they were a reoccurring cost, and what happened, right? They didn't work for you because you're still battling with these sugar addictions, you're still battling with your mindset, you're still dealing with anxiety and panic attacks and depressions, you're still on medications, and that's what we're looking to solve here in this workshop tonight, all right? You do not have to crush your body at the gym. You do, look, I've been a trainer for a very long time, and I've seen a lot of people work out on the floor, and one of two things happen. They either smash their body into oblivion and they pound on it super hard, or they get on the elliptical and they kind of bounce their way over a half an hour. And the philosophy here is not right. There's not a whole lot that's going to happen within a half an hour of bouncing on an elliptical. And you can do a lot more damage by inflaming the body and putting lots of strain and stress on it every single day, 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. Okay, there is a middle ground, and we're going to talk about that. So in the end, what did that net you, right? You lost time, you lost money, and you lost energy. And this cycle keeps repeating itself again and again and again. Did you know scientifically or statistically that women will join up to 8 new fitness or diet plans every single year? All right. It's because it's not in the plan. It's not in the calorie counting. It's not in somebody else telling you what to do. You're going to create a lifestyle that's sustainable for you for the rest of your life. So secret number 1 is how to crush your sugar cravings to eliminate junk food temptations for the rest of your life, making food choices really easy. So what happens during COVID especially, we've just discovered this, is that we initially thought like, hey, this is gonna be a great opportunity. I'm home, I'm gonna have all this extra time. I can prep my meals and I can work out and everything's gonna be dandy. And then what did end up happening? The husbands and the kids brought in all this extra junk food. And because we were so stressed and so uncertain for the future, we ended up getting a lot of emotional stress eating happening. And because we were out there trying to preserve our food, because we didn't know if we were going to have some crisis lockdown where we didn't know if we were going to be out of food or not, we went and bought all of these carbohydrate type foods ready to stock our shelves that were going to last years. But what ended up happening, we ate all those carbs in a couple of weeks and boom, 20 pounds came on. Now they cleverly call it the COVID 20 pounds. So I realized back in my addiction days that the more I ate carbs, the more I craved carbs. That the more I drank simulated sugars. Even Zevia is a simulated sugar, okay? This is a conversation that we're gonna have down the road, but if you are putting fake sugars into your body or even natural sugars that don't have any calories, your body is going to continuously seek the real calories from sugar, okay? Which makes you addicted to carbs. Your body is going to keep looking for those carbohydrates to eat. The more frequently I ate, the more I wanted to eat all the time. So this is where I come across my clients who constantly eat every 2 hours. They find themselves hungry every 2 hours because they're on this glucose-based energy. They're eating a lot of carbs, and the more carbs they eat, the more carbs they crave. And we gotta put a stop to this. Can you relate to this? Have you ever experienced this for yourself? So I finally learned that when I switched my body's energy from the source of carbs to burning fat as fuel, that I was able to control my hunger. And for the first time in 40 years, I realized that I could control my hunger instead of my hunger controlling me. How many times have you been out on the road, you realize you haven't eaten all day, and then all of a sudden, hangry starts to come in? This is your sugar addiction calling you. And this is what's controlled. You're being controlled by your hunger. When you're on a fat-fueled energy, your body has lots of fat options, right? When you look down, you're like, oh, I can burn a little bit of thigh fat, a little bit of belly fat. Your body has lots of calories from fat as fuel to burn to get you through the day. So when you're on a fat-burning energy, your body is not depleted of energy stores, right? It's got plenty. And that's ultimately why we have fat in the first place. So you may have heard this before, especially with the whole keto thing that popped up a couple of years back and continues to trend. The question is what are you doing to master that? And because the keto diet is not necessarily sustainable for a lifetime, it's not a program you can instill in as a lifestyle for the long term. How do you balance the difference between having good, healthy carbohydrates while getting your body into a state of ketosis? So they call that metabolically flexible, when your body can tap into your fat stores and your glucose kind of seamlessly as you go in and out of ketosis by eating carbs. So have you mastered this yet? Do you understand the difference between your body being in a state of ketosis versus following a ketogenic diet that was designed by somebody else? And this is completely what I want to cover with you. So first, I needed a reason to get off my carb addiction. This is the hard part, right? We love our carbs. We love our pastas, pizzas, breads. We love our croissants. We love our high sugary foods, all this kind of stuff. But I needed to get that carb addiction under control. And I also needed to understand how, right? I first understood that I was addicted to carbs, but then I was like, well, that's going to be really hard to get off carbs. So how do I do it? And I'm happy to tell you that I've got some simple ways for you to do this effortlessly, okay? I knew that I needed to be in control of my carb addiction. I knew I needed to do a carb detox. And really, it was like going to the Betty Ford clinic, like for real. I realized that I was just as addicted to carbohydrates as I was to alcohol or cigarettes at the time, although I don't smoke anymore and I've never done drugs, but it's the same type of addiction. And all of a sudden I realized that the only thing that's different between your sugar addiction and some of these other addictions is that sugar is completely legal. It can be found anywhere. It's promoted, it's advertised, it's marketed to, and in fact, they want you to be addicted to carbs. Who's they? Big business, who are making money on you. It's what makes the world go round. If you thought about it for just a second, and you thought about removing sugars to the degree of fructose and white table sugars and added sugars, if you thought about what the world would look like without that powdery white stuff, think about the economy, right? Think about how the world would change. How many fast food places, how many snack bars, how many products are made with fructose and all sorts of multidextrins and all sorts of crazy sugars. It would change the world. So once I started to understand all that, I knew that I needed to change the way I was emotionally connected to food. For so long, I connected food with a certain activity or a certain feeling, and I knew that I had to make that disconnect between a food that I craved and the reason why I craved it. So an example could be back when I was dating my best friend, who's still my best friend today. He used to bring me a Tim Hortons French vanilla cappuccino to work every day. And because it was emotionally connected to that person, there's lots of love there, I would keep getting that dopamine response, that reward response, when I knew that he cared about me, he was thinking about me, and he gave me a French vanilla cappuccino to make me happy. And knowing that someone was out there trying to make me happy, it gave me a reward pleasure. All right. So years go by, and whenever it was rainy and dark and cold and I felt like I needed a little emotional hug, the first thing I would go get is a Tim Hortons French vanilla cappuccino. This was my treat. Now, if anyone has ever Googled the sugar content, not to mention the crazy chemicals that are in these drinks, you will see that they were like 67 grams of sugar for like a small. Unbelievable amount of sugars, not to mention fake bad chemicals that really screw up your hormonal system. So I realized I couldn't drink these things anymore. I was emotionally connected to it, but I needed to replace that emotional connection with something else. So I went and I discovered an organic chai tea where I use an almond milk and I blend it up with some ghee butter, which really makes it nice and thick, and there's no sugar added, but it still is that warm, comforting feeling where I was able to take a French vanilla cappuccino and I could take a natural, healthy substitute, and boom, that little shift allowed me to have that same emotional connection without the dangerous, chemicalized, addictive foods, all right? So I know what you might be thinking. I don't know if I can give up all of my favorite foods, i.e. pizza and pasta is usually the first one on the list. Chocolate is a very close second. Wine is a huge one. Okay, I don't want to go and feel deprived, and I don't know if I have that discipline. Why do I say that? Because I've heard my clients say that again and again when I first meet them. So the truth is that we are all addicted to sugar. And it's your addiction to that sugar that makes it really hard to give up your favorite foods. That's what makes you feel deprived. That's what makes you lack discipline. So if I had given up that Tim Hortons French vanilla cappuccino and just removed it, well, the minute I needed to feel that virtual hug, that hug that came from a hot cup of tea, in this case, French vanilla cappuccino, I wouldn't have that replacement. So by saying, no, you're not allowed to have it, I was then feeling deprived of it, right? I was feeling like I lacked discipline, that if I broke down and bought that French vanilla because I really needed it, right? And then you feel guilty because you know you shouldn't be having those sugars and so on. So it's really important that you replace each of these foods that you're addicted to. And that is number one. That's where you've got to start, okay? It's not your fault. It's not your fault, all right? We were chemically wired to look for sugar. That's the way our bodies were designed. But there was a time when it wasn't readily available for us. So controlling your sugar is actually easy. It feels like it's not, but it can be done in a very short period of time. You can crush your sugar cravings in as little as 3 days. So I was able to crush my sugar cravings in 3 days by detoxing my liver. So that was a big one. Shifting from a glucose energy to a fat burning energy, and by mastering intermittent fasting patterns. So intermittent fasting is a huge topic nowadays. A lot of people are starting to research it and play around with it. And it is definitely a very beneficial tool, but it's also natural. It's the way our bodies were designed to survive in this world. We've been practicing this for centuries, for thousands of years, in fact. And your body was designed to be in that state, in a fat burning state, all right? So it's not a fad diet, it's the way our bodies were originally designed to be. So your first tip in mastering this is in choosing your feeding and your fasting windows. That's going to be number one. You need to decide when you're going to eat, when you're not going to eat, and you have to be very intentional about it. And that's pretty simple, right? It's not complicated. All you got to do is decide, okay, I'm not going to eat after 8 o'clock at night, and I'm not going to eat before 10 o'clock in the morning. Pretty basic. So that decision is going to be your first decision in getting off the carbs. Step number 2 is that you want to detox your liver during your fasting windows. So while you're not eating anything and your body is so-called clean and rid of foods, it's not processing any foods, this is where you really want to work on drinking things like dandelion tea, matcha green tea, lemon water. All of these sort of ideas are going to help to clean and detoxify your liver. And this is something that if you practice for 21 to 42 days every single day, every day, your body, your liver will get cleaner and cleaner and cleaner, okay? And these are blends that you can pick up at a grocery store, right? I have a specific concoction that I like to teach to my clients. All of those ingredients can be found at a grocery store, and they're very beneficial. So step 3 will be in working your way towards shifting from a glucose energy to a fat burning energy. You can do this systematically, very easily over 3 days. So 3 days is a really short period of time, right? And a lot can happen in that time for you to gain control of your hunger finally. So let's listen to,
but anyway, according to, lost 15 pounds and 20. I can't believe it. The inches kind of blew me away. Yeah. But you know, we went to different Christmas parties and I didn't want to have to, like the formal one, I didn't want to have to buy a new dress and everything. And finally I got into my size 10, you know, and it fit me no problem. Then I tried on my long winter coat and it zipped right up. And before it was like that much too tight. So, you know, I'm trying on all of these coats I didn't think I was going to be able to wear. And so that, yeah, so that was fantastic. I love the new way of eating instead of being hungry every 2 hours. Like now, like, you know, it's like lunchtime or 1 or 2 before I have my breakfast. And then I have supper and then I'm not snacking at nighttime. At nighttime, I always had to have something. It just had to. So I'm out of that habit now. Sometimes it comes in, I feel like having something, but not like before. So that was a big difference. And
awesome. Thank you, Betty, for sharing that with us. All right, next up. Can you imagine controlling your hunger? Can you imagine finally being in control of your body, where you're not a slave to hunger anymore? You do not feel uncomfortable if you haven't eaten. You are not suffering from headaches and shakes and anxiety and feeling like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm starving. These feelings do not exist when you're on a fat burning energy. Can you imagine even forgetting to eat? Even forgetting to eat because you're not even hungry. You're not even thinking about food. How many times has that obsessive thought about food just weighed you down, not to mention all the time that it takes, right? You got to stop what you're doing, head to the kitchen, make something to eat, go to the restaurants, pay a fortune. Like, oh my goodness, if you were in control of what you could put in your body, how freeing would that be? So secret number 2, how to shove those guilty feelings of embarrassment out the door the moment you slip off the wagon. It's not your fault, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so have you ever felt guilty as sin after eating foods that you shouldn't be eating, only to shame your way towards eating more, right? Because we are addicted to foods. We're emotionally connected to foods. So if the slightest thing goes wrong and our adolescent brains kick in and our brains are saying, oh, so this is wrong, so I'm going to defy us, right? Let's say you were following a diet plan by somebody and you had to be very strict and regulated in the way how you were eating. So you've got the voice of that person telling you what to do and what not to do. And the minute that life gets in the way and something gets a little bit complicated, your adolescent brain kicks in. And that screw you mentality comes in. And all of a sudden, all this self-sabotaging behavior takes place. Has that ever happened to you? Where all of a sudden something went wrong, you feel your adolescent brain kick in, you stuff yourself with the foods you know you shouldn't be eating, you feel guilty as sin, you're embarrassed, you're ashamed, and you're like, well, I've already started eating the chocolate, I might as well head on over to the ice cream. Can you relate to this? Did you feel embarrassed for quitting a gym or a diet program and forbid yourself from ever showing your face there again? This one is the most heartbreaking for me. I don't know how many times I've been working with clients and they fall off the wagon, and because they feel so guilty and ashamed that their sugar addictions got the better of them, that they're too embarrassed for them to come back, for me to continue to help them. And this is a sad one, right? And I know you've been there before. We got to stop that, okay? Have you ever ate your way out of an anxiety attack only to feel ashamed and eating all your comfort foods? So did you wake up in the morning and it was a so-called bad day? You were feeling lots of anxiety, nervous, anxious over something. So you started to eat and you started to eat, and the next day you ate, and the next day you ate. And next thing you know, it's 2 weeks later and you're like, wow, I have really fallen down this rabbit hole, right? We need to give you the tools to save you from this vicious cycle. We need you to be emotionally okay when this kind of thing happens, because what happens is that the guilt and the shame cause the repetitive behavior. The guilt and the shame cause this cycle to keep repeating itself, for us to so-called fall down this hole, right? To be in a slump, as I've heard so many of my clients say. That has to end, because there are tricks and important information, ways, strategies for you to conquer this, so that if you do happen to dip, boop, like momentarily, you can pick yourself right back up again, so you will not fall down these holes, because it's not your fault. Again, it's not your fault. We are fighting against chemical addictions in the body. So our food is chemicalized, which makes us addicted to it. Plus, we have a natural instinct to seek sugar as a energy source. It used to be it used to be harder to find. Our bodies were designed to go for a period of time without eating, and therefore our bodies prefer to be in a ketogenic state. We feel better when we're in that state. But because we've been fed glucose our entire life, right? The people of this generation, you guys watching me now and me included, we grew up on Kraft Dinner, on honeycombs, on Fruit Loops, on breads, on hot dogs, hamburgers, French fries, chips. This was our kid life. We grew up with all of these foods. So it's no wonder that we're addicted to them. So there's work that we need to do to get off of them. Now, did you know that we are chemically wired to look for sugar as a fuel source? So it used to be hard to find. And what would happen is we get a dopamine response in our brain, right here, right in the center of our brain, and it's called the pleasure and reward center. So when we found these types of foods, our bodies were designed to perk up and say, yes, we found this glucose that we've been looking for. The problem is because it's so readily available now and we're consuming it in such a high amount that it becomes slightly resistant after a while. So the more glucose that you eat, the more you have to eat in order to get that same pleasure reward center. Did you know that the more we eat, the more dopamine is released? Eventually, we need to eat more than we had it. So that's something I just said. So the reverse is true, okay? The less we eat, the less is required to get the same response. Did you know being addicted to sugar is just as addicted to alcohol? So I've covered that. The big question here is, if you knew this already, what are you doing about it? You're still struggling with food. I know that because you're still watching this webinar. If you were not struggling with food, if you have mastered that, you wouldn't still be watching here. So what have you done to master your sugar addictions and to solve these problems once and for all? So does it make sense that if we can hack our hormones by controlling the dopamine, as an example, then we could control our food addictions? So step one is getting rid of those sugar cravings, right? Ditching the carbs. Now, let's be clear. Carbs are not evil. Carbs are necessary. So we're talking about specific types of carbs. Carbs coming from fruits and vegetables. I know you already know that. And it's clear that we need to get off the chemicalized carbs like pastas and processed breads and these higher complex carbs that are weighing us down and making us addicted to those foods. If we understand how to control our hunger hormones, our metabolism, and our stress hormones, then we have the greatest control over our body. So you've got hormones that control your hunger, you have hormones and a gland that controls your metabolism, and you have stress hormones, which are either going to cause you to gain weight or to lose weight. And all of these hormones work together. So it's going to boil down to estrogen, which is your stress hormone. You've got our female estrogens, estrogen, cortisol, and thyroid, okay? That if you can hack your hormone, ultimately controlling your body by hacking into these three key hormones that govern weight loss. Yes, all three of these hormones are the key factor in determining your weight. So if you follow the rules of just these three, right? We've got hundreds of hormones in our body. These three hormones are the key ones to focus on in order to master your weight loss. So what if I told you that you could dramatically regulate these hormones, estrogen, cortisol, and thyroid, by, you guessed it, detoxing your liver, shifting from a glucose energy to a fat-burning energy, and by mastering all of this through intermittent fasting, all right? Fasting is a very powerful tool, and how you decide to utilize this tool, whether it be through short fasting periods or extended periods, that's going to be up to you and in your control. But first, you have to understand how it works. So if that sounds familiar, we know that maybe you're wondering that figuring out your eating patterns are going to be too hard. Well, we covered it in the first sequence, right? In the first secret, we said, choose your feeding or fasting window. Boom. The second secret said, okay, we're going to clean and detoxify your liver. We're going to reduce those carbohydrates so that we're not as addicted to sugars anymore. And this is going to help to regulate your hormones by understanding how to use fasting as a tool. your life may feel like it's too chaotic to even bother with this stuff. Perhaps you're worried your family will not be on board. Well, let's listen to Cindy on how she dealt with it.
Okay, I just finished doing measurements with my husband, so I haven't taken pictures yet or anything, but I lost 19.8 pounds. My goal was 15, so I crushed it. And I lost 25.75 inches.
Oh my God! Guys, give her big hands of applause here. That's amazing.
Super happy with my results. I knew I had lost quite a bit because I went out and celebrated my anniversary this week, and I fit into a dress that I haven't worn since like 2010. So I was like, okay, this is working for me. Basically, this challenge for me was just to get me back into working out regularly, moving my body every day. My eating was pretty clean. The fasting, I think, made a huge difference for me. I loved learning about that and experimenting with it. I did about 18/6 fasting feeding windows. That worked well for me, 2 meals on most days. So amazing experience. Overall, amazing experience. I got addicted. I just started moving every day. I had to just do workouts. I was doing 4, 5, 6 workouts a week and loving your program. I love that I don't have to leave my house. Like, it's just amazing. And I have all these different trainers and different offerings, classes. So really happy with the program.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Cindy, for sharing that with us. Amazing. All right, let's move on to secret number 3. How to be in complete control of your mindset so that you never fall off track or spiral down the pit of despair ever again. This is a big one, right? You end up joining a program, you lose some weight, and you're doing really well for a little while. And then all of a sudden, life gets in the way, and you start to spiral down this hole. And as the weight starts to creep back on again, you're starting to feel guilt and shame and embarrassment because the weight is coming back on. And here you are, right back in that spot again. So let us figure out how to control our mindset. Have you ever suffered from low self-body image or low self-esteem? You might be wondering if you can even control these feelings at this point. Heartbreakingly enough, I've had clients say to me, I don't even think I'm worth it. I don't even think I'm worth the effort of getting healthy. Can you believe that? When I heard that, like, I cried. I really cried. And self-esteem and body image. First of all, body image is a fierce topic today with Instagram and these selfies and all these ab girls and butt girls, you know, flashing around their abs and butts, and we're trying to live up to that photo, to that image. And you'll know that in everything that I teach, this is not the point. We're not looking for those ripped, rock hard abs. It's fun to have, but we're talking about life. We're talking about being strong. We're talking about being relieved of brain fog, of anxiety, of being off medications, of healing your body so that you don't feel joint pains and muscular pains, so that you're doing everything you can to reduce the possibilities of illness as you age. And my whole goal is so that you are not living in the jail cell of your body. That's my mission. So if you get rock hard abs and a cute butt along the way, phenomenal, great, because that always makes us feel good. But ultimately, my goal is getting you healthy, in feeling good, strong, mentally clear, energized, motivated, and happy, right? That's all that I want for you. So I can relate because I attempted suicide 3 times in my 20s. I was miserable. I let guys use me like a sexual doormat. My self-esteem was in the toilet, and I did whatever I felt I had to do in order to get someone to like me, right? So I would go into these self-sabotaging cycles that we've already talked about here tonight. And the ironic thing is that the worse I ate, it's almost like the better I felt, right? The self-punishing feeling. Have you ever felt that way before? Where the more bad and harm you do to your body, it's almost like you're like kicking yourself in the butt, right? This is a weird phenomenon, happens everywhere. It's kind of like self-mutilation, right? Like cutting your skin or chopping off your hair. It's this stuff that we do that when we're in a so-called bad place, we feel like we have to be very destructive to our bodies. And this, I'm very passionate about helping people get over things like this. So I realized that for me, the more I started to understand the body, the more I started to understand the chemistry, our hormones, what causes all of these, thought processes. This is chemicals, it's messengers, it's our hormones. It's being in control of your hormones will dramatically help you to be in control of your mindset. And once you understand the science behind a lot of this self-sabotaging behavior, it makes all the difference in the world. And you can be a lot more proactive to solving, these daily struggles that you live with every day. So that I learned that the gut health played a major role in my mental well-being. Absolutely. Okay. So when I'm working with my clients, I focus heavily on gut health and cleaning and clearing out your gut, nourishing the gut with healthy gut bacteria, with healthy fibers. Very important. Okay. We understand that managing stress is crucial for anxiety, and understanding that how much damage, how much physiological damage stress does to the body, this is paramount. And I also understood that if I didn't get enough sleep, I was going to be a carb hoarding machine. Yes, if you are sleep deprived, chances are you're going to be hitting those carbs all day long as you're seeking this energy, this fuel. So in order to fix this, I learned that I needed a foundation of education. Boom. I learned that I needed to create a set of standards based on this education. So what do I mean by that? Well, at some point, you've decided that you don't want to live that you don't want to rob a bank, right? At some point you said, robbing a bank doesn't make a whole lot of sense because I might get some cash, but I also end up going to jail. And so at some point it became a standard for you. Like it's not even an option. So even if you were low on cash or, you just lost your job, your first instinct is to not rob a bank. That might be the very last thing that you would do. So this is the way how I train my clients to think when it comes to setting standards for the way how they eat. And once you start to associate Doritos with Alzheimer's and big holes in your brain, or Coca-Cola for that matter, or you start associating drinking Coke like you might drink a bottle of Windex, this is a mindset shift, right? I can't drink Coke anymore because to me, that's like putting massive amounts of holes in my brain. So drinking Coca-Cola for me is not an option. I'm going to come up with all sorts of different alternatives to drinking Coke. And this is what I teach my clients. The more education they have, they start to create a foundation of education that they can stand on, something that they believe in. Once you believe in something, then you can create a set of standards. And now your standards are going to dictate your routines and your habits. So once you have mastered your routines and habits, governed by a state of standards that you believe in, like not robbing a bank, these foods and these behaviors no longer become an option because your standards will not allow it, right? Really key, very important. So ultimately those results became that my health was non-negotiable, right? I'm very in tune with my body and I can drive it as intuitively as I drive my car. So the moment I put something in my body that I know shouldn't be there, my body tells me very quickly, either through bloating or through diarrhea or through a skin rash or for just lethargy and feeling uncomfortable, brain fog or immediate anxiety, my body reacts. So now, because I can listen to what my body is saying, it helps me to drive the car, right? It helps me to drive my body intuitively because I listen and respond to what my body is telling me. And the more processed foods, the more vegetable oils, the more corn, wheat, and soy that you have in your body, the less you're going to be able to hear those symptoms. So I knew that I had to get my routines on track, and that the moment I had a set of habits that I fell on, the minute life got into the way, boom, I was able to get myself immediately back on track by mastering my habits. So I learned that I needed a foundation of education, I needed to create standards, and I needed to master my habits. Now, I'm sure you've heard of before Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, Hal Elrod, Brandon Bouchard, all of these high-level successful gurus who've already interviewed collectively thousands of other very intelligent, successful people. It all boils down to one thing: habits. What are the habits? What are the standards that they follow every day of their life that keeps them accountable to their success? Now, in this case, they have financial success. They have a lot of amazing things going on in their life, but that doesn't qualify what success might mean for you. Success is happiness, period. If you're happy, you're successful, in my opinion. So a lot of people believe that money buys them happiness. I believe that health gains you happiness, because the healthier you are, the more you're able to be on top of your game, the more positive you're going to be, and the less anxiety you're going to feel, ultimately controlling your body. Are you thinking that maybe that's not going to work for you because they're successful, they're on track of things, they're disciplined, and that's not going to work for me? It works for them, but it doesn't work for me. Have you thought about maybe that you just don't have the discipline? Well, we've crushed that one before in secret number 2, right? Discipline is acquired by mastering your hormones. The moment that your body is under control, your discipline is effortless. It just happens, right? It just happens. Have you lost your way since COVID? And have you having a hard time getting back on track? So that's important. We need to. What happened with COVID is that a lot of people let their habits and routines go to the left, right? So all of a sudden they were home and their kids were home and their husbands were home and everybody was home. And you had to figure out how to master this new set of routines. So the people who didn't skip a beat during COVID are the people that got their routines back right on track. They said, okay, we've got a new normal today. We got to sit down. We got to establish a routine. Those are the people that thrived during COVID. The people who did not master a new routine for their kids, their husbands, themselves, those are the people that spiraled around, right? They had no direction. They had no structure to their day. And all of a sudden, poof, life got in the way. They weren't prepping their foods anymore. They weren't working out anymore. Anxiety was overwhelming them because the direction of the world, no one knew where all of this was going. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's listen to Kels.
Well, I was late taking my measurements. I just took them now. I double checked because I was shocked. I actually lost 19 pounds and 28 inches.
Oh my God.
So my goal was actually 15 pounds and you gave me 10 inches to lose. I joined more for health reasons. I did want to lose, a few pounds here and there, which was cool. But I really was in a lot of pain. And I really didn't think I could do it. But with the coaching that we had, and for me, the best thing that I learned was your nutrition mastermind. I am a cookie monster, sugar freak. Give me sugar pie and I would just eat 2 of them without a problem. I gave up sugar following the nutrition plan. I cannot believe I'm doing weight classes. I couldn't lift up a glass of water. I'm now doing 10-pound weights. I cannot help but tell everybody about your program. I got people in Toronto. I'm telling you have to join. It's amazed. I mean, even my cousin, he's like a triathlete and does all types of stuff. And I hadn't seen him for a couple of months. And he came in, and when he saw me, because he's in this weekend, he cannot believe the transition. So, I see it, but I think people, when you don't see a person for a while and they come in, the difference within just a month, a month and a half is crazy.
Excellent. Thank you, Kels, for sharing that with us. That was fantastic. All right. How are we doing so far? That's what I want to know. Are you connecting with this information? Are you relating to this information? Can you imagine mastering your mindset once and for all? And the question is are you thinking of making your health non-negotiable? This concept to you, this idea where your body is not going to negotiate with you, so you have to start playing by the rules of your body. Are you willing to make your health non-negotiable? And are you curious, right, to understand exactly how your body works? Now, I want to remind you that your body is the only asset you were ever given in life. Let me repeat that. It's the only asset that has ever been given to you in your life. It has always been there for you. It has been there for you during weddings, during graduations, birth of kids. It's been there for you. So how are you honoring your body? This is your residence. This is where you live. This is the place where your mind lives. This is where your soul lives. So the shell that houses your mind and your soul, how are you treating that crucial part of you? This is you, right? You're living inside you. So let's honor the residence of our body. I want to know if you're done being lied to. Calories in versus calories out is crap, okay? It's a portion of the pie. It is not the full pie. And for generations, we've been sold on this idea that calories out and calories in are the only things we need to think about. And that doesn't work. Fad diets don't work. These 1,400 calorie diets. I remember a client who came to me and she said, oh, you know, Sherry, I went to a nutritionist and I got a 1,400 calorie plan. And you know what? It really worked well for me. Like, I think I'm just going to go back to following that. And I said to her, it didn't work for you because you're 30 pounds overweight again, right? Like, she went to the nutritionist to lose weight. She followed a plan. And then life got in the way, and then boom, all the weight came pouring back on again. It's because she tried to follow a plan for a specific amount of time, and there was no plan in place for when life gets in the way. And that's my ultimate mission. It's my goal to show you how to master your hormones, your mindset, and your sugar cravings so that no matter what, when life gets in the way, when you've got this sabotaging adolescent brain, we are in control and we stay in control. Understand that big business is lying to you. They are in it for the money. It is all about the bottom line. And, you know, you're marketed to by these people. They're the one talking to you. Your doctors are lying to you, right? Not intentionally, but they don't have the time to sit down and understand the full picture of you. How can a doctor help you in 15 minutes? We've been together already for an hour. And I've talked to you already about some very, very crucial parts of managing your health, right? Your doctors are not spending enough time with you to understand your exercising habits, your sleeping habits, your gut health. Like, if they were serious about getting down to the dirty details of what's wrong with you, they would have to do a full panel, right? An endocrine panel. They'd have to do a gut health panel, a food sensitivity panel. They'd have to see you working out for 6 months. They'd have to measure your sleep. All of these things are the crucial points of understanding how your body works. So your doctors are lying to you. So look, it's time that you took control of your own body. You need to take control of your own body. You're the only one that can. Understand that. We cannot rely on big business or doctors to do that for us. We have to be in control of it for yourself. So I want to know if we can see if my 6-week transformation program is a good fit for you. Because if you've been on board with everything that I've been talking about so far, then everything that I've talked about so far is addressed and handled and presented to you in bite-sized forms so that you can start making your health non-negotiable. The questions are you feeling tired a lot? Do you get overwhelmed easily? Do you feel guilty after eating? Do you feel like there is no time for you? Are you taking medications? Do you feel like you're addicted to eating? Some of the questions you might be asking yourself are like, is something wrong with me? You know, are you lacking motivation? Have you fallen off track? Did you fall off the wagon, as they say? Do you get depressed often? Do you often just not feel happy? So don't worry. If you're injured, if you're busy, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, if you're 32, if you're 82, if you have mobility issues, you can take this program. Anybody can take this program and it's going to work for them. Within this program, over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to teach you and help you to understand fasting. I'm not going to tell you this is what you have to do. I'm going to teach you about fasting, and you're going to decide for yourself how to implement that into your everyday lifestyle. So on Monday nights, we're going to have a master class, and I'm going to teach you a whole bunch of stuff. And on Thursday night, we're going to have a coaching call, and we're going to be able to decide exactly how you want to implement these tools, and you will make these decisions based on the education so that you can create your own set of what? Standards. So that you can set your own standards. We're going to identify inflammation in your body. I'm going to teach you how to reduce inflammation. So in the first week, we're going to identify the first main culprits. Okay, the first big, 4 or 5 main, these are always inflammatory to most people. And then from there, we're going to identify what is inflammatory to your body. And in week 3, we're going to focus on healing your gut. So you're going to learn about your gut bacteria, you're going to learn about your microbiome, you're going to learn how to heal it, and you're going to learn how to nourish it properly. And week 4, and this is a big one, we're going to teach you the science of stress. You need to understand that even if you don't feel stressed, your body is stressed by so many different factors that you've never considered before. As much as makeup and hair products and toxins and water, right down to emails to getting into car accidents, all right? Your body is stressed in multiple different ways, and I'm gonna teach you the science of that and how to properly manage your stress every day. We're gonna focus on sleep mastery. So if you have trouble waking up, if you have trouble falling asleep, if you wake up during the night and you're up for hours, we are gonna teach you how to master your sleep. And we're also gonna give you a full week of natural detoxification. Your body was designed to heal itself naturally, and we're gonna teach you how to do that without any kind of shakes or gimmicks, all right? So this is Nancy. Nancy lost 170 pounds with us. Incredible. She was 323 pounds, right? And this was a picture taken last year. She's even more ripped now than she is even in this picture. She also became one of our fitness instructors. She went from being this depressed woman full with anxiety, just barely trying to manage her kids, to getting a promotion at work, from being a grade school teacher to a vice principal of the high school. She completely transformed her life. She's now teaching fitness. She is like worlds apart of where she was when I first met her. Now you might be worried that you don't have the money right now. And I totally get that, because the best programs that truly get your results are the ones that are invested in you. And that's why they're more expensive. They're more expensive because they're invested in you, in your results. This is not a program that I'm going to mail you in your email and expect you to follow it by yourself. No. All right. We are totally invested in getting you the results that you need to transform your life and to make your health non-negotiable. So here's what you're going to get. All right. First of all, the 6-week transformation program, that's a value of $1,800. From there, with these tools, you're going to be able to learn how to practice safe fasting habits. You're going to be able to manage them year round, because fasting every single day, especially for women, is not a good idea. So I'm going to teach you seasonally, cyclically, how to manage your fasting habits. How to identify inflammatory foods that your body can't handle. So understand that your body is very different from my body, and the foods that you put in it are very different. And your body's going to react differently to them. So we need to identify what's inflammatory to your body. We're going to identify if you have leaky gut, and we're going to teach you how to fix it, how to heal it, and how to nourish your gut bacteria. And you're going to understand that the root cause of all illness starts in the gut. So we're going to learn a lot about that. We're going to spend a lot of time there. Understanding the physiological responses to stress in the body, and master the tools on how to manage them and keeping stress at bay. Mandatory. Stress ignites everything else. Stress ignites the lack of sleep, the weight gain, the sugar cravings. You'll learn the direct response that the gut and the stress have together. So you will learn the importance of managing stress. We're going to teach you about sleep mastery so you can sleep soundly and restfully throughout the entire night. You're also going to learn how to naturally detoxify your body. So your body is designed to clean and cleanse itself out. We're going to teach you how to do that. With these tools, you're going to be able to create your feeding and fasting windows, reduce nagging joint pain and muscle pain. You're going to reduce anxiety, improve mental clarity, reduce mood swings. Oh my gosh, those are killer. You're going to fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up smoothly. You're going to clean and cleanse out your liver, which is going to help to boost your metabolism and your immune system. All right, so the next tool that you're going to get, access to our online virtual gym. We have over 30 plus live fitness classes weekly, over 70 recorded classes. So our live class is not a YouTube video. Our live class is not a stream on Facebook. We see you, we help you, we interact with you, we call you out, we take attendance. It's just like going to a gym, only you're doing it in your living room. So Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, all day long, we have fitness classes live available for you. And if any of our times that are live don't work for you, we also have recorded classes. So with these tools, you're going to be able to get crazy accountability to show up for your classes, because we have contests, we give away prizes, we have a lot of motivation for you to show up for you. You're going to get live instruction from our professionals. You're going to get modifications for exercises. You're going to meet workout accountability buddies through our pod system. You're going to be able to access over 70 recorded classes and attend 30 plus live classes Monday through Friday, right? Monday through Sunday. 7 days a week, you decide which classes are best for you, and boom, you can show up for them 3 times a week, 2 times a week, as much as you want. Now with these tools, we're going to be able to say goodbye, right, to expensive trainers. This is why I'm doing this online now, because very soon personal trainers will become obsolete. You're going to say goodbye to traffic jams. You're no longer have to drive to and from the gym. You're going to say goodbye to those expensive babysitters when you'd always have to find one if you ever wanted to go to the gym. You're going to say goodbye to those germs and viruses, right? Top of mind for everybody right now. Lineups while you're waiting in line to use something. You can say hello to working out at the privacy in your own home. Personal attention, because we can see you. So we will say, hey, Monica, how you doing out there today? All right, added bonuses. We are going to invite you into our thriving community and give you accountability and motivation. How many times have you signed up for a gym? You gave them your $300-400 and they're like, thanks. And that's the last you heard from them, right? As long as they got their membership money from you, they did not care about you. That's what's different here. We do care about you. We do call you out when you don't show up. So if you want a place where you're going to get accountability and motivation, boom, you just found it. All right. When I started out, it was really hard. I had to work out alone, first of all. I had to figure out everything out for myself. I studied my own body and weight training for years, trying to figure all this stuff out. I really hated gossip, cliquey girls at the gym. How many times have you walked into a gym and they're all there in the aerobics room and you're all here in the aerobics room and you're just kind of looking down at the floor awkwardly waiting for that gym class to start because you don't know who to talk to, all right? How many times have you walked into a gym completely embarrassed, not knowing what to do when you, so everyone goes to the abductor and adductor leg workouts, because you can sit down in this like covered up space and just move your legs open and close, right? Always the first place that women go to. We're gonna, you've killed tons of time traveling to and from the gym. And I was inconsistent because no one cared about me. So no one knew whether I was coming or going from the gym or not, all right? So you might be thinking that you won't have time. Well, everything on our schedule can be watched on a replay. So you can watch it on your own schedule, and you only need 5 hours a week to get results. So that's 3 40-minute workouts and 2 coaching calls, boom. That's it, that's all you need to get results. If you got 5 hours a week, you can do this program. So here's what you're gonna get. You have the 6-week transformation program for $1,800. You get full access to our virtual gym. That sells for $480, absolutely today. To buy an annual gym membership here with us, $480. Total comes to $2,280. But there's more, you're gonna get more. You're gonna get up close and personal coaching. So personal coaching sessions, for me, I have spent over $100,000 on my education. I have over 37 certifications. I have hundreds of conferences and workshops, over 12 years of thousands of hours of listening to books and podcasts and YouTube videos, studying and studying and studying. Like I study for 3 hours a day, and I still do to this day. So I'm always up on the newest science, the newest education. And for this program, it's been live for almost 3 years, and it gets perfected every single time we run a challenge. So you're in a new challenge, you're gonna get updated information. So now you get to leverage all of the money that I invested into my education behind this program. You get all of the time that I devoted in creating and building this program, so you don't have to do it yourself. You can leverage all of the energy and devotion that it took for me to build this program, right? You can save a lot of time, money, and energy and avoiding all the mistakes that I made. And you're going to save a ton of time and avoid spending on all sorts of crap that I ended up buying over the years. So you might be afraid that your family may not be aboard. You might be afraid of starting a program and then quitting it. You might be afraid of failure. That's a big one with my clients. You might be afraid of change, right? A lot of people fear change. You might be afraid of not liking the foods that we promote or the recipes. So you really do not have to worry about this. Let's hear Rosanna.
And I can't believe it. I'm floored, okay? So here we go.
Amazing! 15 pounds, 25 inches.
I can't believe it. And I can't tell you, Sherry, how much I truly, truly enjoyed the journey. Not easy at all. I mean, I haven't been in a gym and I haven't done cardio and those exercises, I mean, for over a decade, really. And trying to be as graceful as I can, following all my coaches and the instructors, doing all kinds of crazy movements it makes me laugh sometimes because I really trip over my arms and my feet and my legs. I'm all over the place. But I'm really, really enjoying it. And I love the accountability, because I think I need that, because I'm the type of person, I'm a big procrastinator. I always say tomorrow's another day, tomorrow's a great day, tomorrow's a new day, but going forward, you know what? No, it's now. I need to work my body, but I just didn't know how, because it didn't matter what little pockets of stuff that I tried along the way and I followed other people, it just didn't work for me. And doing this and following you, and a big thing is all the education. And you're a keeper for me going forward. I really enjoy you, your group, your coaches, your instructors. I love all the activities, the engagement, the accountability. What can I tell you? I'm in love. I really enjoy your program and really, really happy to be here. Heading into a very tough season as far as food is concerned and all the activities around it. I'm happy to be here with these results, because you know what? Nothing for me is more encouraging than the way I feel and the way I look. I'm going forward. I like where I am. I feel good. I just feel good. And just the feeling good makes you want to encompass everything else around that. So.
Amazing, amazing, Rosanna. Oh my gosh, I love that smile. I get to see that smile every morning. Thank you, Rosanna. Fantastic. So your personalized coaching, okay, that's $997. Right now we're talking about a package that is valued at $3,277, but you are going to get more. So listen, you're going to get accountability. To me, this is the magic sauce behind a program working and not working, is right, someone holding your hand, making sure that you're going through the program. I had to travel this journey alone. I couldn't share stories with anyone. I had my challenges. I had to go through them by myself. I couldn't ask for advice. I had no one supporting me or encouraging me. This was the time that was, there was no Facebook. I didn't have a lot of friends at that time. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, so I've always hustled. I've always just focused on business and not so much friendships. So when I wanted to take my health under control, back then, you didn't meet friends or people easily, right? Facebook has kind of changed the world on that. But so that was then. I had to do all this stuff by myself. So we have created these accountability pods. They have been the best feature that we've ever added to our program, and it's the magic sauce. So we're going to put you together with a group of girls so that you can go through this program together as a team. And believe me, it's huge when it comes to accountability. So you might be saying, well, you know, Sherry, I'm an introvert, I'm really shy, or I've heard before, oh, you know, I'm not a group person, I really like to do things on my own. Trust me on this, it's a game changer. Check this out.
Good morning to everyone. I did the Challenge 3.0. It was the best decision for me. I am so happy with everything that I learned. It really is one of the best things I can honestly say that I've ever done. I'm so happy that I've signed on for the next year and get to be part of this wonderful community.
And I finally decided to click that button and go ahead with the challenge. So far, very excited that I did. With all your videos and the Facebook page, it looks very inspiring.
Because of this amazing journey I've taken, today I hit 100 pounds lost total from my beginning of my journey. And it's thanks to Sherry and to all of you. And even in the really tough times, which it's been really tough, I'm the most mentally clear I've ever been.
Everybody that's been in this group has achieved what they've wanted to and more, and gotten so much out of this program.
You're gonna have an amazing time. You're gonna learn so much about your body, so much about what the right fuel is to fuel your body, and you're gonna come out with a brand new frame of mind about a whole bunch of things.
The classes were amazing, but your awesome vibe was what kept me going.
If you are got questions, or you're not sure about something, or you feel down one day, people have been through it all, so they know how to help, or help to motivate. High five with a butt slap, Sherry would say, and we'll see you maybe in the studio or online or whatever. See you later, guys.
Awesome. Well, since then, I've since closed my studio. We are 100% online now, and the pods and the energy and the connection and accountability thrive. All right. So I really can't put a price tag on that. It's priceless. Being able to connect with other women, share stories, get inspired, get motivated. Our Facebook group is always chiming up because I've got prizes and motivation going all the time. So people are motivating each other and sharing recipes and all sorts of amazing stuff. So I can't put a price tag on how awesome that really is. But we're not done. We're still going to give you more. I'm also going to give you a 42-day step-by-step playbook. You're going to get a 42-day roadmap. You're going to get workout templates and meal planners just to help you map out your 42 days. You're going to get shopping lists. I have over 400 recipes to share with you. You're going to get access to motivational prizes and more just by participating in our fitness classes. Okay, so I had to weed through so much conflicting information, articles, science studies, fad diets. I had to figure out all this stuff for what worked and what didn't work for me. And now I've created a system that allows you to effortlessly go through a 42-day period where you're going to find out what works for you once and for all, right? Creating a lifestyle plan that you can live to no matter how life gets in the way. So here I've provided easy step use templates. Everything is step-by-step. Everything is broken down for you. We sell that for $300, all of those templates and guides. So we are talking right now about a value of $3,576. Now, today, I will not be charging you $3,500, okay? But for a moment, for 1 second, let's just say that I did do that, okay? When you compare talking or paying for nutritionists and personal trainers and psychologists and doctors and medications and restaurants and all of this money that I'm going to be saving you by participating in this program, would it be worth it, right? If you took that same $3,500, would it be worth it if you could crush your sugar cravings once and for all, so that you were no longer addicted to food, you were no longer a slave to this sugary white powder? Would it be worth it if you could hack your hormones once and for all, get control over your body, right? If for finally, after all these years of trying to day in and day out have these ongoing struggles between weight loss and weight gain and exercising and figuring out this food and that food, if you could finally master it once and for all, if you could master your mindset so that you would never fall down these pits of despair ever again, if we could end your daily emotional struggles that you go through, would that be worth $3,500? Okay, I need to know that. If all this experience did was to help you to reduce inflammation and relieve joint and muscle pain and get off your medications, right? Think about all that time you're going to and from the pharmacy and to and from the doctor. Oh my gosh, my mother-in-law is in the doctor's at least once a month. She's running back and forth to the pharmacies. She's buying heavy medications all the time, right? If you could say goodbye to joint and muscle pain, if you were not feeling bloated or suffering from brain fog or the lethargy, would it be worth it to solve this problem once and for all, right? So when it came to creating this program, I had two choices. I could do one of these quick, fast, $47, I'll mail you this thing in the email and grab your $50 and say goodbye kind of program. Or I could make a program that was super valuable, right? It was sustainable and it was something that you'd never have to buy ever again, right? I had those two choices. Guess which one I chose? Would it be worth it to you to never face another emotional slump again? Would it be for you to keep searching for those answers again and again, like those ongoing questions where you're running on this hamster wheel in your mind, trying to figure out like how this works? You get onto that YouTube video in this podcast and two of them say the complete opposite thing. Would it be worth it for you to have those answers for you once and for all, right? So here is the complete program. The 6-week transformation program, we're gonna go over fasting, inflammation, gut health, stress, sleep, detox. We're going to give you access to our virtual gym so you can work out as much as you'd like throughout the week. You're going to get personalized coaching. You're going to get accountability groups. You're going to get templates and guides and plans. And as I said, I'm not going to sell it to you for the value price of $3,500. I'm not going to sell it to you for the regular price that we normally sell it for. This is a $1,000 program. So because you are live with me tonight, you are only going to pay $597, all right? Almost half price. So there's my guarantee for you. If your 6-week transformation doesn't help you to gain control over your eating without starving yourself or killing yourself in the gym for over 42 days, I will refund your money. Let's repeat that. If this 6-week program doesn't help you to gain control over your eating without starving yourself or killing yourself in the gym, I will refund your money. Okay? So now, if that wasn't enough already, I still have more bonuses for you. Only on this call, only on this webinar, you will have an opportunity to get all these bonuses right now. Okay? So bonus number 1, I'm going to give you the gym for a year. So even though the program is only 6 weeks long for the education, you're going to get a whole year's online gym virtual membership included tonight only, right? We sell this program for $480. You're going to get that included. All of the bonuses that we have for you include a personal accountability coach to walk you through this program step by step. You're going to get a free $50 copy of my audio book, Your Health is Non-Negotiable, your 6-week guide to total transformation. That is the course curriculum, completely recorded in an audiobook format so that you can listen while you're walking, while you're driving, while you're vacuuming, all right? I'm also gonna throw in $25 swag dollars for you to be able to shop in our non-negotiable health shop. That's a total value of $1,075, right? When you put that entire value together, we're talking about a $5,000 program for $597. Like, what a deal, right? You get the 6-week transformation program. You get the virtual gym for a year. You get a personalized coach to help you go through this program together. You get templates, you get guides, you get swag dollars, $25 swag dollar. You get the audio book for you to listen to and so much more, right? So look, here's our little 25-minute counter. You have 25 minutes as of right now to make this decision. So if you already know that you're ready to get going on this, click on this link below for you to sign up, all right? I don't want you to lose the special price, and I don't want you to lose the price or the bonuses either. So go ahead and click on that link below. It's really important that you do it within the next 24 minutes. Our regular price without any bonuses is $9.97. Right? $9.97 for this entire program at a regular price. So for 24 minutes, you can get it at $5.97 plus $1,000 worth of bonuses, okay? It's a super, super great deal. The time to invest in your new identity is right now. We want to change your life. We want to transform the way you look at your entire life. This is not a weight loss program. This is not a fitness program. This is not surface level kind of stuff. This is life-changing stuff that are just going to make a tremendous difference in the way how you think about things, in the standards that you have, and the way how you operate within your life, okay? What is it going to take you for you to accomplish the same results on your own without the guidance or accountability? I know you've tried to do it already. You would not be still watching this video if you have struggled with accountability and guidance before. You need someone who's walked this walk, who has coached thousands of women to just walk you through this program effortlessly. YouTube is a rabbit hole. You go on there looking for a map to Toronto and you end up watching J-Lo videos, right? You're going to go down this sneaky rabbit hole in YouTube because nothing is systematized. Nothing is broken down for you. You watch this video and then you watch that video and then all of a sudden you watch a contradictory information video and now you're confused. Trust me, okay? You need the guidance and accountability to make your health non-negotiable and to follow this program. Now, when is it going to be a better time, right? It's beating your sugar addictions, overcoming emotional eating, suffering from joint and muscle pain. Is it better to do that in 2 months from now? Do you want to like prolong the relief of joint pain for 2 months? What about 2 years, right? Or do you want to start seeing results in as soon as 3 weeks? Boom, right? Start getting results now within that first 3 weeks. There's no reason why you have to wait for this. The question is are you the decision maker when it comes to the health? Do you have control over your health? Yes or no? This is not a conversation that you need to have with anybody else. You do not need permission from somebody else for you to make your health non-negotiable, for you to finally get control. All right, so I encourage you right now, save the money, get the bonus money, get the bonus price, get all of the bonuses that come with it, because tonight is the time where successful people take action. They take action, they make decisions, they get results, and they make things happen. So with that, guys, I'm gonna wish you an amazing, great night. This is your last chance. Click on that link below. You have under 20 minutes now to make that decision. So I encourage you, go ahead, click through to this website, save that money, join the program, and let's get started right away. All right, guys, it's been fun. It's been a great time with you tonight, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now, guys. See you on the inside.